Hey everyone, Alan Schimmel, DevOps TV, DevOps.com, here on the floor of InterConnect 2017, and we're at the DevZone, which is one of the more crowded, high traffic areas on the show floor here at InterConnect. Here with Brian Bryson.
Yep.
Brian, welcome to DevOps.com and DevOps TV.
Oh, DevOps.com and DevOps TV.
All right. Why don't you, it's a pretty busy, big area. Why don't you give us a little preview or a little tour maybe?
So, the area, in my own language, is divided up into the steak and the sizzle, because we're trying to do two things here. The steak is all about...
Aren't we all?
Yeah. So the steak is all about knowledge transfer. Really what we're trying to do here is get people onto Bluemix and show them all the fantastic services we have. And the way we're doing that is dead center. So, it's core to the strategy, it's core to the space. We have 50 lab machines here. People are doing hands-on labs. The promise that we have to our attendees is come in, give us 15 minutes, we'll sit you down, we've got exercises on the iPads, you go through, you do it yourself, no help from us, and you'll learn something. Whether that's Watson, whether that's IoT, whether that's DevOps, whether that's automated build and deploy, whatever. We've got 20 different topics.
Wow, and it's totally self-paced, everything.
Now we've got experts with every lab if you get stuck, or if you want to talk about maybe I just got through your exercise, but in my organization I need to do blah, then we've got experts to sort of give you that next step.
Mind if we take a look?
Yeah, of course.
Let's walk over.
Yeah, of course. So we have 5 different stations. They're all called Hello World Labs, because when you're learning something, what is the first thing you do?
Say Hello World.
It's the Hello World, yep. We've had different Watson ones. I think we have OpenWhisk going on here now.
Very cool.
There's an IoT one over there. And we run two per day. So there's a 11 to 2 shift and a 2 to 5 shift.
And people just come in and do it.
They come in and do it.
No reservations required.
No reservations, drop in. Yeah,
excellent, man. And then what about these little areas here?
So this is kind of the next step. So these are the Ask Me Anythings. And what we've got is we've got a ton of really sharp technical people in the organization. And we've asked them to come out and host these Ask Me Anything stations for 2 hours and be prepared to answer any question at any level on their area. So we've got Andy Trice here, who's doing drones and Bluemix.
Let's go check it
as
out.
An example. And it's a crapshoot for him, right? Because
he doesn't know what to expect.
No, exactly. We put him up here as an expert, and we say, put yourself on show.
Very cool. And you can see he's showing someone here, right here. And then our next one is mapping
Raj,
big data.
Big data. Okay. So they're all different all different areas, right?
Open
Systems,
API and Swagger.
We're all over the board.
Excellent.
So this is the meat, right? This is the deep technical experts, and this is the hands-on. And we surround it with the sizzle. So all around us, sort of on the perimeter, are some really interesting demos and activations that we should walk through. And
let's go. Take us, man.
Come on. Let me give you the highlight reel.
Great.
One of my favorites is over here. It's the TJ bot. So I don't know if you're familiar with this. It's a cardboard robot that has a Raspberry Pi in it and a bunch of other little sensors and motors. And it's our way of giving Watson and enabling AI technology for the next generation.
Wow.
So we are literally building these small little guys with a Raspberry Pi inside, providing a whole bunch of open source code, and as a way to sort of let people experience Watson in a really kind of fun way, and to get the kids involved. My son is 12 and he's on this, right?
Really?
He's doing stuff. He's building a robot you can have a conversation with just by leveraging Watson services and this little Raspberry Pi board.
Man.
To me, it's an absolutely amazing piece of technology. It's one of my favorite things that they're actually doing here.
Are any of these working right now that we can see, or it's just...
Victor, do we have robots? I don't know what state you're in. Okay. Do we have robots that can wave to us or take a picture or talk to for a sec?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can hear him.
We have that.
So the little robot...
Hold this.
Hi. So essentially what we have here running on this screen is a little interface that shows what's going on behind the robot. So we could do a range of different activities. So for example, I could ask the bot, what do you see?
A moment. Let me look around.
And they will try to describe what's occurring right within its field of view.
Person, discussion.
I see the big guy in blue shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So essentially, since I see people, I see, I can see
Purplish
that.
blue, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I can see that there's a discussion going on in here, and I can see a speaker, probably because I have a microphone right in front of me. And essentially, this is like also a voice-based interface that we could put in front of IBM's conversation technology. So IBM has this technology which we use to design chatbots. And we could actually have like a voice-based interface like sitting on top of that. And we've seen, as a prototyping platform, we've seen people like exploit for different use cases. So for example, building applications for blind people, a bot on the table here, and a bot on the table there. And a person could ask like, what's going on in DevZone? And be like, oh, there's a bunch of people there. They're having conversations. There are tables, there are furnitures, and that's a way for blind people to like understand what's going on in the environment. And we're seeing people like prototype things like maybe a financial advisor and a voice-based interface running on top of that. And like you said earlier, we're targeting a large range of people, high school students, as a way to learn about programming, introduction to artificial intelligence, cognitive objects.
This is amazing.
Yep.
IBM Biz by TJ Bob.
Yep.
It's really cool, man. Excellent.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks, Victor.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Victor. That was amazing.
No problem.
Very cool, Brian.
So isn't that great, though?
Yeah, that is.
To me,
That
it
is
is absolutely amazing that a technology that was on Jeopardy a couple of years ago is now
Start
available
doing
to
this.
kids in grade school.
Absolutely. Free.
Like, come on, that's freaking
Tell my
fantastic.
kids' school about this.
So,
All right, what else do we have
so
here?
let's go see how many calories it takes to feed it, or what kind of food it takes to feed a developer a day. So
I don't know if I want to find that out,
Well-
but okay, let's go.
So it's kind of interesting, actually. So over here we've got the snack tracker. The snack tracker is something that actually comes to us from one of our partners, Point Source.
Okay.
First time we've had a partner show up, so really pleased to have them part of this. And what they've got is, you can see a bunch of bins with some Sun Chips, granola bars, popcorn, and pretzels. And every time someone takes one out, it's an IoT device, and it's keeping track of consumption. So if you look on the board on the back, we've
many
just
bags?
116 bags of popcorn, 232 granola bars, 90 bags of pretzels, and now 256 bags of Sun Chips.
Wow.
And it's there's a retail application of this. You'll see the screen on the left is now promoting Sun Chips. That's because Sun Chips are now the most popular. You can see this
So
in a
it's tied
retail
in,
organization,
yeah.
right? Instant data and inventory analysis. And if we wanted to, we see right now that pretzels are the lowest. If we wanted to say promote pretzels, we just change our algorithm to say, all right, whatever's lowest goes up on the board. Let's start getting pretzels into people.
That is really cool.
Yeah, great
really
stuff.
Cool. Great stuff. What's the foosball, man?
So the foosball, this is actually one that IBM started. Last year we had a foosball table in this exact same space. And we talked to Point Source and they said, we want to ramp it up. So they took our foosball table, which was very sort of an Internet of Things enabled thing. It had an automated scoreboard. They slapped on some iPads to it. They added some extra sensors to it. They've really ramped it up. And now we've got a really good high-end Internet of Things foosball table.
If you want to donate to the DevOps.com office, we'd love to have
So
one there.
the funny thing is, the home for this and the snack tracker is the Point Source break room.
Oh,
so
it is.
This is where this
there
actually
you go.
comes from. Yeah.
Hey, you got to eat your
Yeah.
own dog food, I guess,
Yeah.
or chips, as the case may be.
So I want to
Pretty
take you
cool,
over
Brian.
to
Okay,
talk
just be
Watson,
careful for the wires.
and we can
Let's talk Watson.
we'll take you by the cognitive brews along the way. Maybe
Yeah.
we go around here. This is a fantastic thing that's going on.
Tell us.
There was a bar in Austin, a brew pub.
Okay.
And 50 beers on tap. They came to us and say, we need a way to better give suggestions to our customers that don't, as they, in their language, say, speak beer. Don't know what an IPA is, don't know what a lager is, don't know what a porter is. They come in groups. What have you got? They don't want to talk about 50 different beers. So we partnered with them, and we did a survey, and we asked people a whole bunch of food questions, like, do you like waffles or pancakes? Would you rather have ice cream or cookies for dessert? All sorts of stuff like that. And we also asked those same people what their favorite beers were. And it gave us a mapping of food preference to beer. And now what we're trying to do is refine that. So everybody that comes through here, we ask them 3 questions. You can see right here, what is your favorite dessert? And this guy's could be lemon tart, bread pudding,
Blueberries.
vanilla ice cream. We ask, what's your favorite dessert? We ask, what's your favorite berry? And we ask, what's your favorite season for drinking beer? Winter, spring, summer, fall. Based on their answers to those 3 questions, we will take from our selection of 12 different beers, we'll take 3 and we'll offer them to them. And we'll ask them to rate it. And you'll see a flight board there, which is actually an Internet of Things device. And it's got a 5-star rating system. And we will use that to improve our predictions for the next guy. Because when we give those 3 beers, we think one of them is going to be a hit.
You already know which one.
We have a pretty good clue based on all the data, because you know what, you're looking at people, they're just data points.
Yeah.
Right? And so we're looking to see, are we making the right recommendations? And we judge that based on their 5 stars.
I would imagine it's not a leap of faith to do this with wine next.
So that's exactly what I want to do with it.
Yeah.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
Excellent. That's very cool.
Yeah,
man.
I think wine is a perfect application
I'm
for
sure
it.
there's some people out in Napa Valley who would love to see you do that.
It's cool stuff. I'm sorry.
Excellent stuff.
So let's go over to the Watson world. I think we can squeeze through here.
Into the world of Watson.
The world of Watson. You may luck out. I see one of our experts.
Yes, here. Hey, this is a familiar face.
Here's a familiar face. Here's Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see
Good
you.
to see you again, man.
see you. How's
Now
it
you're at
going?
the world of Watson.
Yeah.
So we've
we're
got
here.
Brian and Jeff. Guys, what are we looking at?
Yeah, so right now we're in the heart of the DevZone, really looking at the Watson portion. So we're showing a lot of stuff here right now. We're showing a range of our services that really serve as kind of the building blocks for a lot of the Watson-powered applications that you've seen on the floor. In particular, we're showing 3 off, and one is Watson Discovery. And what this is really, how do you start to tap into this large amount of unstructured text data? And so what it'll do is, if you send it a journal article, a news article, anything like that, it'll start to extract things like what are the major concepts or the entities or the taxonomies or relationships that you can see in the body of text. And that becomes really powerful for a business user, let's say, to use, because if you have, let's say, oil and gas articles, if you have medical documentation, you really want to be able to get to the heart of what is this thing about. And you want to be able to basically index that and programmatically look through that to see, what it's about and compare and contrast. Another thing that we're showing is actually Watson Conversation. And so this is actually kind of the glue for how we start to build Watson-powered chat interfaces. And so what we provide is a way for you to teach a chat interface about what are the intents and entities, what we call intents and entities about your business. So if you were a pizza place, you could say, hey, I want to know that my customers want to order a pizza, and that would be an intent. But then there's all these entities like, toppings, they might want mushrooms or pepperoni or anything like that. And then using those things, you can start to route dialogue. So as they're like, I want to order a pizza, you know what kind of conversation you want to take them down. And so it's a really effective and easy way for a developer to go in and actually start to build something that they could use as kind of the front end of their business, let's say. And then
Excellent. So,
finally,
Jeff, there's really no coding in there. It's just...
that's actually a good point to bring up. So both for discovery and for conversation, we actually provide graphical tooling available to where you could go in and without coding can start to configure your chatbot with conversation, let's say, to understand some facets or have those conversations. And then with just a little bit of code, you could start to implant that into your existing website, application, anything like that.
It's a little different than the punch cards I had in school, guys.
We've come a little bit from
Just
there.
a little bit.
And the last thing we're showing here is Watson Visual Recognition. And so this is really, we talk about text really as a major source of unstructured information and just a major source of insight, and it is. But there's a whole other realm that's locked away in image and visual data. And visual recognition is really our step into how do you start to extract meaning here. So some of the things we're showing are, if you give it an image, and we've seen this used in different ways, but if you gave it an image of my arm, let's say, you could train a classifier basically to say, hey, this is what a watch looks like. And if it sees that watch in that picture, it'll identify there's a watch. And so you can already kind of think of ways where this could expand and to be very, very powerful. So we're showing both some classification stuff and some features with a brand new beta feature called Similarity Search, where if you send it an image, it looks for images that are visually similar based on the features that are in the image itself and returns those back. So you can start to find images that are very alike. So really what we're about here is trying to help a developer in particular here, give them the tools to unlock all of that information locked away in text and visual data, and then give them an interface where they can communicate with that information with their end users. Exactly.
So it's really modular Watson building blocks almost.
It's all services, right?
Yeah,
right.
What
That's
services,
great, man.
and which is the whole purpose of this area, right? We want to expose people to all the services that we have available that they can glue together to create next-gen apps. It's just
That's right.
Guys, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. Well, Jeff, we're going to leave the Watson area as we continue along with Brian. But hey, man, thanks for all the background.
Absolutely.
Watson continues to just blow people's mind. Looking
Well,
forward to
thanks
see
for
more.
stopping by. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, man.
Great to see you.
All right, let me
All
show
right,
you
Brian,
one more
what's
Watson
next?
thing. Let's get,
Sure.
like,
Let me
this
get on
is
this
uber
side of
geeky.
you. Uber
All right,
geek.
come
All
with
right.
me. Come with me. We've never done this before.
Okay, but it's always the first time. Oh, my
StarCraft.
God. Oh, yeah.
So right away, you already know we're in a different section of the world, right? We've got professional
These are my
StarCraft
people.
players,
Okay.
okay? And we've got Watson analyzing their gameplay. So these guys are going head-to-head. We've got announcers actually calling a game, and then we've got Watson analyzing their strategy, showing
Wow.
trying to helping them improve their strategy so they do their resource allocation better.
So Watson as coach.
Watching this coach for video games.
Very
You can see
cool,
some of
man.
the analytics that are up there right now.
This is better than Watson
You know?
playing against Watson as chess.
So I'll tell you, very few of our customers here are video game people, right? But all we're doing with this is showing that we can apply
I find
Watson
that hard to believe.
to any domain.
Yes, you
Right?
can.
If you have data, specifically unstructured data, we can use Watson. We have an opportunity to structure that, to capture that, make sense of it, and help you analyze and extract insight from it.
Very,
There's
very
some
cool,
really
man.
cool stuff.
Excellent.
So I got one more thing.
Come on, let's do it,
We'll
Brian.
finish her off. Sort of in that same vein of machine learning, we've got Marvin. Marvin is our rock, paper, scissors robot.
Wow.
So he's a great thing people should come down and see. Basically, we've taught we're teaching Marvin how to beat humans at rock, paper, scissors. So
Okay.
he's taking on all comers, right? We've got a hand scanner there. He'll actually physically play rock, paper, scissors against you. And what's going on is in the background, we've got Apache Spark keeping track of all the data. And what we're learning is, all right, if a human throws a rock, and then a paper, then their next throw is probably going to be scissors. And if I need to beat scissors, I need to throw rock. And so it's going through all these computations. Again, all we're doing is turning people into data points and trying to derive insight from, just by showing a very simple game.
So looking at the stats, it looks pretty even.
It
Spark's
looks-
winning a little bit.
It looks pretty even. Yeah, it looks pretty even. As the show goes on, we should see a greater
A great,
separation.
yeah.
Hello, have my handler touch the back of my left hand if you want to start a new game.
So he'll start off, and you'll actually see there's a sensor
Right.
that you actually reads your hand. You can see the digital hand up
Right,
on the
got it.
screen, and so he's teaching them the symbols to use for rock, paper, scissors, which most people
Kind of universal.
kind of universal, but put everybody on the same foot.
I am ready to play.
Now, if you look up here, you'll see Spark's next move.
I'm bringing
So
the rock,
he's going to
paper,
throw
scissors, paint
rock
roll.
as his first move. Let's see what this guy throws.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I played rock, you played scissors. The score
Now
is
that's
1-0.
probably because
Brian,
a
are
lot
you
of people have been
getting
throwing
Start with
scissors
scissors.
first, so Marvin's going to start with rock.
So now Mark's going
Yeah.
back to rock again.
Shoot.
Exactly.
Rock.
Now we got to.
I played rock, you played rock.
Oh,
The score is 1-0. Is that the best
so
you
everybody
can do,
becomes a
Brian?
data point, and eventually Marvin's getting smarter and smarter.
Paper,
Fantastic little
So
game.
Marvin's learning.
Yeah,
shoot.
exactly right. Yeah, thanks to Apache Spark and Cloud.
I played paper, you played scissors. The score is 1-1.
Ooh, tie.
Ooh. All right, let's go to the rubber match.
No, it goes to 3, so we'll see. We're tied at 1.
Scissors. I
We
played
got-
rock, you played paper. The
Oh,
score is 1-2. Wow, aren't you a big deal? Rock, paper,
Marvin's throwing
scissors,
rock.
shoot.
Oh, we got a tie.
Rock.
I played rock, you played rock. The score is 1-2. Same seeds. Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh,
Scissor.
I played scissors.
oh, he
you
plays.
played
Oh, he did play.
scissors.
Scissor.
The score is 1-2. Copycat. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Rock.
Oh,
No, same thing.
scissor.
I
Yeah.
played scissors, you played scissors. The score is 1-2. Copycat. Rock, paper, scissors,
And
shoot.
there we go. Oh no, we got 2 scissors. We got
I
a lot of
played
ties.
scissors, you
So-
played scissors.
This could go on all
This could
day.
go on all day. So that's
Very
our area,
cool.
right? We're trying. We got the steak and the sizzle. We're trying to
The steak
educate
and the
people,
sizzle.
give them networking opportunities, and with everything around it, we're just trying to expose them to what's possible with some fun ways
Dev.
of seeing what
Yeah,
services
this is
we
a
have.
really great exhibit here. You did a great job with the space.
Thanks, Alan.
Brian, this is fantastic.
My
man.
pleasure. Thank
I
you very much.
appreciate the tour. This is Alan Schimmel live from IBM's DevZone at IBM InterConnect 2017 at Mandalay Bay.